Just as we talked about Rahu. Now let's talk about Ketu. Now Ketu's own sign is the sign Scorpio. Right? What is the great thing about Scorpio? What is the power that it has? Transformation. Also Ketu indicates mistakes. Mistakes are indicated by the 8th house. That is why it is called Nija Dosha. We talked about Nija Dosha yesterday. Your own fault. Your own mistake. So you make mistakes because of Ketu. 8th house. That's where the mind is debilitated. That's where the awareness is going. We did that yesterday, right? So that's Scorpio. That is why the moon is debilitated there. So when that awareness is going in the 8th house, when the consciousness is being lost in the 8th house, when the moon is getting debilitated, that is the beauty about, that's the power of Ketu. Where you are totally unaware. And what is it that you are definitely unaware of? Your God. You still are aware that, let us say that I am doing something wrong. I am also aware I am doing something wrong. But what you are unaware of is God. There is a presence right here, right within you. He has always been there. And you are totally unaware of Him. You think you exist. You think He doesn't exist. Deep inside you don't believe in His existence because you are totally unaware of Him. That deep unawareness, and what a terrible mistake. It is the mistake of your very creation. You have been made in such a way that you are not even aware of the God who is right within you. Ask yourself honestly, are you really aware of Him inside you? You are not. That's strong. That is the biggest mistake. Of all the mistakes, that stands out. And that is Scorpio. Right? So, the first awareness is the awareness that you have to get over this mistake of creation. And that is, I made a mistake. That is Scorpio, A or A. Actually it's A. Right? Then comes his Mula Trikona, his office, Ketu's office, is a sign Pisces, which has to do with feet. What are the feet? What is so important about the feet? For all creatures, whichever direction the feet shall point, that is the direction the creature shall go. So if you see Pisces, it is symbolized by two fishes. You know, one head is like that, and one head is the other way. Right? So we always have the option of going in one of these two directions, front or back. One of the two options is always open to us. But we are all that these two primary directions are the material direction and the spiritual direction. The two directions are material and spiritual direction. What is the second biggest mistake we are making all the time, every day, every moment of our life?
Going towards the material.
We are constantly going in the material direction. Constant. Yesterday evening when we were talking, remember, we talked about Ramakrishna and his greatest achievement, which I don't think, to my knowledge, a living soul has done that in the last 500 years. At least 300, 400 years. Will not touch money. Money is the biggest trap. You have become a slave of money because of Kubera. That is Kubera's trap. And how do you get out of that? The spiritual direction is totally opposite that. So Thakur, Ramakrishna, could not touch money. Something in his system. You know the funny story? Vivekananda didn't believe it. Of course, he was very scientific. And so what I did was, when he was sleeping, he quietly peeped into the room and crept into the room and put a little bit of money under his, when he rolled, he put a little money in his mattress. Mattresses, right? I've seen the bed. Fortunately, so put a little money over there. And he went right out quietly, crept out of the window, and was peeping from there. What's going to happen? He talks so much. Don't touch money, don't touch money. Let's see. Thakur was in deep slumber. He rolled on the side and jumped out of the bed as if he was a ghost got him. Hey, he just jumped out, right? And he shouted, there's money, there's some Rajas has come, evil has come. And he threw the mattress up and he said, money, who put the money here? Started shouting. You see what I'm trying to say? You got to change the direction of your feet. You've got to turn it the other way. The first thing was awareness of faith that God is within you. That is the first step. You see, we have made 3 major mistakes in our creation. And we have to change that. 1, a wrong belief. The wrong belief will go with earth. Okay? The direction. Now, I have a very beautiful way of remembering direction. You know? Have you heard of U-turn? How do you change your direction? How do you go back on the road that you came in?
U-turn.
Is there any other way other than a U-turn?
No.
There is no other way, right? You got to take the U-turn. So let's take a U-turn with you.
That's cute.
It's you, ooh, right? Take the U-turn. Go back. That's what, Prabhupada, when he was talking back to Godhead, go back. Take the U-turn now. How long are you going to wait to take the U-turn? You got to take it sometime in your life. So that you can reverse the second mistake. You are fully aware. It is not that you don't know. You know, but still you make the mistake every moment. You all do it. The third big mistake is exaltation. It is supposed to be religious dogmatism. Firstly, you don't believe in God, and secondly, you are prepared to lay down your life fighting for God. Think about it. Heart of hearts, you don't believe in God. But if there is to be a fight tomorrow, you are prepared to lay down your life fighting for God. How stupid. Who are you trying to fool? What a big mistake. It is called the third biggest mistake. It is religion itself. Remember this, you need religion to know God. But you have to go away from religion to be with God. Because God does not have a religion. God does not have a religion. You cannot say that God is a Hindu and he is not a Jew. Or that God is a Christian and he is not a Muslim. You cannot do that. That is lying, and you know that that's a lie. So God cannot have a religion. Yet, the only way for you to know God or know about God is religion. Is it not? You want to know about God, you read Judaism, you'll know about what the Jews think. You read Hinduism, you'll know about what an average Hindu thinks. You read Shaivism, you'll read about the Shiva. You read Vaishnavism, you'll know about Vishnu. So you need religion to know God. You see, 9th house of knowledge. No. This is the 9th house of knowledge. So this is Ketu's exaltation. He will let you know God. How many religions are you going to study? How many more religions do you need to study to know that you will ultimately have to leave this and stick to that one thing, which is common to all religions. God is truth. You have to practice it. Om Tat Sat. God is truth. Whether it is Christianity, whether it is Islam, Hinduism, whatever. That one thing, you are measured by that. That is the house of justice. That is the law. There is only one law, not multiple laws. God is truth. And the truth measurement is done in Sagittarius. That is why Ketu is exalted over there. And he laughs. What fools, they have made mistakes again. God has created such great fools, learned fools, pious fools. And that destruction of religion, to say that I do not belong to any religion. I belong to all religions, yet I do not belong to anyone. That is you shutting your mouth. So you know how, let us say, so I find out my Ishta mantra. Let us say my Ishta mantra in my chart is Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is, let us say, my mantra. Okay? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. How do you want to say it with me?
Yeah.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Does it sound good? Sing it from the heart. Okay, so how do I get over my first mistake? I have to chant Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 108 times. So what did I do? The first one I put over here. You see that? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. My faith will increase. I will know and feel His presence inside of me. The first mistake of not believing that He is existing, that will go, and I will believe that He is there. I will feel Him. You will feel God. There is no words that by which you can describe it. You will feel Him, and when you will feel Him, you will know that He is there. Words cannot describe it, no matter what you do. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. This is from Agni Purana, this whole teaching. If you want to know where it is from, it's from Agni Purana. The holy fire talks. Right? Agni Purana. Right. How do I get over the second mistake? I get over the second mistake by the second one. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Again 108 times. And the third one. Om Just Just Om That's like closing the mouth. Like mum is the word, you know? Mum is the word. Mum, Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Closing your mouth. Religion doesn't exist. Trying to close the mouth. It doesn't exist. What are you talking about? This is your way, that is your way? No. You know it's a fool thing. It's for the sheep. So when you do that, these three mantras, you are actually getting over your three mistakes. And then chant your mantra. You see that? Ensure that you don't make the three mistakes and then chant. So the three big mistakes you will not make. That means you will have faith in God. 1, 2. You will try to take that U-turn. 3. You will never belittle any other religion. No matter how small they may seem in front of your knowledge. Naturally, after all this knowledge of Jyotish, you will think you know so much. And you will start belittling others. Hey, you don't know anything. Hey, you don't know anything. You will stop that. You don't make that big blunder. Okay? All religions have to be respected because they have been created by God. So, shall we go to the... You have any more questions on this? Right.
I do have a question. Okay, so that one was your mantra. How do we know what is the appropriate mantra for us?
How do you know that what is? Oh, that you will know probably in your 4th year. When are we doing Charakaraka? 4th year, right?
Well, you're going to do Advakaraka in 2nd year, I believe.
2nd year,
But
right?
in the mantra sadhana workshop, you're probably going to teach a little bit about the Mr. Devata.
That is so much understood. By the time you fully understand what is your mantra, you will do the 4th year.
Well, but if we're supposed to be chanting our mantra now to increase our knowledge and etc., what about until the 4th?
For that, actually, what I will have to do then, that I will have to sit and give readings to each one of you just to find out what your mantra is for their families. Right. With each one it is bound to be different. How we look at God is bound to be different for each one of us. Ishta is how we look at God. First we must have a form, and then we have to remove the form. You see, when we were born in this world, we came without clothes, but then we wore the clothes. But then when we die, we'll have to leave the clothes and go. That's exactly what we are going to do with Ishta Devata. We'll first drape him in clothes so that we understand him, because our mind has got used to seeing people with clothes, so we need God in clothes. If God comes in front of us, he can't come without clothes. We'll say, oh, Chichi, how did you land up over here? Buy something and come. Right? He has to be dressed properly. God can't come without clothes. You look at the movies we make. We don't see God without clothes in the movies, do we? See, it's our mind. Our mind is not ready for it. So we have to put a cloth over there, drape him up the way we want it. It's our problem. And then gradually we will disrobe him. Until nothing remains. Even this body is a robe. That body will also have to go. Okay? That's Ishta Devata. So that will take time. So let's not run. Let's take strong, solid steps. Okay. By the way, Ketu is like Mars. So it is the way of the fire. Rahu was like Saturn. So it is the way of the wind. Saturn is Vayu Tattva. So in your previous slide, you can write that. Rahu is like Saturn. It is the way of the wind. It is the way of desire. Ketu is like fire. It is like Mars, the fire. And fire is related to knowledge. But here, what is it that is indicated? Is it not lack of knowledge? So who has more knowledge? Does Ketu have more knowledge or you have more knowledge? Ketu has more knowledge. Ketu knows that God is there. You don't know. You don't believe. He believes blindly. Ketu's feet are in the right direction. All the other planets are walking in one direction. It is Ketu whose feet are in the reverse direction. Did you know that? All the 8 planets have their feet in the material direction. All of them. It is only one Ketu who has his feet in the opposite direction. So who is the spiritual planet? It is Ketu. He laughs at the others. He says, okay, I don't have a head, but at least my feet are in the right direction. Thank God. If I had the head, I would probably be walking the way you guys are walking. You see that? It is better not to have the head than to have your feet in the right direction. Yeah.
But Rahu is also retrograde motion, isn't it?
Yeah, but because of his head,
He has no feet.
he has no feet. So he can't walk. The fellow doesn't have any direction. He makes you completely directionless.
Okay.
If when Rahu sits on somebody, the person doesn't know what to do next. You see, at least the others have some direction. Rahu can totally ruin all directions. Ketu is reverse direction. He's the only one whose feet are in the reverse direction. That is why there is a beautiful dictum in Sanskrit. This says, Viparitam Ketu. He is always going in the reverse. He doesn't care. Anything he grabs, he puts in the reverse direction. If he grabs a tree, he says, tree, go for moksha. He grabs you, you go towards moksha. That's all he does. His job is to catch everybody and put them in the other direction. Take the U-turn. So, this is the second one. And the third one, he demolishes your belief. You believe in God. You think you understand God. Here, I'll test you. He is the one who tests you. So, this is what happens when Ketu sits on somebody's head. His faith in his religion can whatever warps are there in your head, it will show up. And you could become a fanatic. Fanaticism could develop. Because he's testing you and he's laughing over that. Oh, you thought you know God. So what in reality is he doing? He is proving to you that the religion that you follow has these flaws. Whichever, you take any religion, I can show 10 different flaws in the religion. Or the religious practices. Every religion has it. And that is Ketu's exaltation. He is delighted when he shows those flaws. And when you see the flaws, don't you know flaws in your own religion? I know flaws in my religion. I know big flaws in my religion. I feel bad about it. I feel miserable. You go to that Jagannath temple we read the other day. The lady went to Jagannath temple. She was doing parikrama of the temple. The Panda was doing parikrama and he grabbed her bag and ran away. Like he gave moksha from her money. So, that's bad, right? And no one can do anything about it because he was there. There's no proof. There are no eyewitnesses. This is crazy. So every religion has its minuses. And that is him laughing at your face. He laughs at your face when you say that there is a religion. God does not have any religion. Because God is for all creatures, including the plants. And they don't have a religion. So that way they are better off than us with heads. Whose head is the biggest? The human being. The bigger your head, the bigger is your religion. The plants and trees don't have heads. They don't have a religion. Is it not shocking? Within all of us there is a certain amount of fanaticism for our birth religion. All of us. There is a fanaticism for birth religion. We either love it very much or we hate it very much. That is, both is fanaticism. To hate it is fanaticism, to love it is fanaticism. But to ignore it is wisdom. Take the best of it and ignore the rest. It is not your problem. You cannot go to God if you don't know about God. The idea is to know as much as you can and simultaneously start ignoring the negative self. Filter. The filtration system has to work over here. So that is Shiva. Okay? Filter the knowledge. Okay.